There are two searches that we need to know about. There is sequential search and there is binary search. And sequential search is used for unsorted data sets, right? So imagine you had a thick book like the Bible. Every page is numbered, but the pages are not bounded, right? Somebody's walking with that book, they trip and fall, pages go all over the floor. The guy picks it up, right? Puts it back into the binder. Now he has an unsorted array, right? We got page 437 in the beginning, we have 895 in the middle, and we have page like 2 at the end, right? That's the only way you can search that sort of data set is if you go through it sequentially, right? So what does that mean? It means you start at the first element and you check, is that what I'm looking for? Then you look at the next element, is that the page I'm looking for? Look for the next element, is that the next page I'm looking for? And that's what sequential search is. Here is code for it. You can see that the contains method takes in an array and the number you're looking for. It goes through the array with a for each loop and it just checks, is the element I'm looking for, and if it is, then you return that element or you return true, I found it. Right. This is sequential search. Slow. Okay, this is slow. The next search that we need to be aware of is the binary search. And binary search is a little bit different. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go right here. Binary search is a little bit different. It is useful for sorted arrays, right? To quickly search a sorted array. And the way that it works, well, there's the code. The way that it works is that, let's say we're looking for, let's come over here. Let's say we're looking for the number 9, okay? Or not, let's say we're looking for the number 11 in this sorted array, right? You could see that they're all in order. They're not sequential. It's not like 2, 3, 4, 5, but they are in order from lowest to highest. And now we can implement a binary search. How does that work? You take the middle element and you check, is it lower or higher than the number I'm looking for? So I'm looking for the number 11. 11 is lower than the number 12. So what we do is we take the right side and we split it down the middle, right? But this is an even set of numbers, so according to the calculation, you could either take this number here or this number here, depending on the way you implement it. But if you implement the way that these folks do, then you would get the number here, number 6, and you would check, is 6 greater than or lower than the number 11? And it is lower. So you take this side and you split that in the middle, and you're now checking the number 9. Is number 9 lower or higher than the number 11? It is lower. So we check the element on the right of number 9, right? We check 11. So for those of you who took the intro to coding class, this algorithm should seem familiar to you because it's what you use in the guessing game, right? Pick a number from 1 to 100. I pick 87. Okay, now try to guess it. Well, what's the unintelligent way to do it? Is to say, is it number 1? Is it number 2? Is it number 3? Is it number 4? That's a slow way to get the job done, right? What's the best way to, well, I guess that's not the slowest way. The slowest way would be just throw out random numbers, right? 87, 7, 3, 5. Sequential would be a little bit better than random. And then the best way to do it would be the way that you guys programmed it. Get the number right in the middle, 50. And then they tell you higher. Okay, well, get the number in the middle of the right side of the data set. So you say 75. No, lower. Okay, get the data set in the middle of 51 to 74, right? And so on until you finally get the number. That's what binary search is. And if you wanted to take a look at the code, this is it here. We have this while loop that checks and resets the middle. This is essentially exactly what we did with guessing game, right? Where you recalculate the middle and the high, and then based on whether it's lower or higher, you reset the low or the high, which would recalculate the middle. Okay, so if you're not familiar, you probably want to go through this code and just make sure you understand it. But that's all we need to know. Sequential search, which is super simple. Have a for loop that goes through all the elements, just checking is it until you find it. And then we have binary search here, which is a little bit more complicated, but the idea is pretty clear.